For This Week in Washington, I'm Brian Darling. A bailout of automakers and the Capitol Visitor Center are the two big issues this week in Washington. Bailout fever has taken over politicians in Washington, D.C., and your elected officials are considering yet another bailout of a failing business. Congress may consider a $15 billion bridge loan to nowhere for the big three automobile manufacturers, General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler. The UAW workers earn about $75 an hour in wages and benefits, almost triple the earnings of the average private sector worker. James Shirk of the Heritage Foundation argues in a new paper that bankruptcy would not be the end of the big three, but a new beginning. Coming out of bankruptcy, the automakers would start fresh, free of the contractual obligations that have kept them uncompetitive. The union workers and Detroit automakers want to avoid bankruptcy and are seeking a taxpayer bailout. Such a bailout, however, is not an acceptable alternative to bankruptcy because it would delay the restructuring the big three need to become competitive again. The new Capitol Visitor Center, which opened on December 2nd, is a 580,000 square foot cavern dug at the foot of the U.S. Capitol. Cost $621 million. That's a lot to pay for an enhanced educational experience for visitors. That's really a politically correct exhibit that distorts our nation's history. The Constitution, according to the new center, isn't a list of powers but aspirations that Congress is expected to define and realize. This is Congress's temple to liberals' interpretation of the Constitution. There are no fixed meanings or limits to government, only open-ended aspirations. The education experience concludes, quoting Senator Robert Lafayette, the great progressive reformer from Wisconsin, "America is not made, it is in the making. It means nothing or can mean anything, and the visitors to the Capitol will see only a narrow, inaccurate version of our nation's history." Please read Legislative Lowdown and Human Events this week for conservative issues coming up in Washington. That's This Week in Washington. For more information, log on to heritage.org and stay tuned next week for more news and information.